Why do you build me up? Buttercup, baby, just to let me down and mess me around, and the worst of all.
What is going on, guys? We are at Dorney Park today for our 7th visit of the season, and as you can see, the midway is all decked out for Grand Carnival over here. And so, Evie, are you ready for this visit? Oh yeah! Okay, so we just rode Talon, Hydra, and Meteor, and I'd rate both rides. I'd rate Talon a 7, Hydra an 8, and Meteor a 9. Talon, the wait was a bit long to get in today, but it was still good. And Hydra was good in the back row. And so anyway, Meteor was good too, getting on that. And so Evie, what'd you think of that?
Talon, yeah, I would agree. Give it a 7. It took a little bit to get on, but Hydra, it was a decent ride. Give it a 7 because I felt a little rattle, and then Meteor, I'll give it a 9.
Oh okay, yeah! So we just rode Aqua Racer, Snake Pit, Aqua Blast, Wild Water Rapids, Patriots Plunge, Lightning Falls, Cascade, and Jumpin' Jack Splash. And I'd rate all rides a 9 out of 10. They were all very good. And so Evie, what'd you think of them?
Yeah, they were all good. Give them a 9.
Oh
So,
yeah!
This was a good time in Wildwater Kingdom. Although it felt more like a pit stop, we were still able to do everything we wanted to. But we only did it once. We only did it once because we were afraid they were going to be closing early due to weather. So we wanted to prioritize. So we wanted to utilize our time for the coasters. And yeah.
Okay, so we just rode Possessed and Steel Force, and I'd rate them both a 9 out of 10. They were very good. And so, Evie, what'd you think of it?
Yeah, Possessed I'll give it 9, and Steel Force I'll give it 7 because I didn't think the airtime was that strong today, but it was alright.
Oh yeah! Okay, so we just rode Revolution, and I'd rate it an 8 out of 10. It was good, but we got the low side at first. And so, Evie, what'd you think of it? Oh yeah!
Okay, so we just rode Thunderhawk, and I'd rate it a 7 out of 10.
Okay, so we just rode Dominator Red, and I'd rate it a 10 out of 10. It was really good, and there's Jack right over there. Hi, Jack. And so, Evie, what'd you think of it?
I'll give it a 10.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so we just rode Music Express, and I'd rate it a 10 out of 10. It was a good ride experience. Shout out to you, Jack. And so, Evie, what'd you think of it?
Yeah, I'll give it a 7.
Oh, yeah. So we just rode Dominator Green, the Whip, Zephyr, and the Zephyr, and I'd rate all three rides a 9 out of 10. They were all very good. So, Evie, what'd you think of them?
9.
Oh, okay, yeah. So we just rode Tilt-A-Whirl and Talon, and I'd rate both rides. I'd rate Tilt-A-Whirl a 9, and I'd rate Talon a 9 too, because they were both very good. We had a long ride cycle on the Tilt-A-Whirl, and it was good getting back on Talon. And so, Evie, what'd you think of it?
We had a long ride cycle on Tilt-A-Whirl. Give that a 9, and then Talon, that was a good ride. Give it a 9.
Oh okay, yeah! So we just rode Wayswinger and Meteor, and I'd rate both the rides. Well, I'd rate Wayswinger a 7 and Meteor a 9. They were both very good. And so, Evie, what'd you think of them?
Yeah, Wayswinger I'll give a 7, and then Meteor I'll give a 8.
Okay, yeah. So we just rode Hydra, and I'd rate it a 6 out of 10. There was a really bad rattle in the front row of Hydra, and so, Evie, what'd you think of it?
I think it is 6 bad rattle.
Yeah. Okay, so we just rode Dominator Red, Thunderhawk, and Scrambler, and I'd rate Dominator Red a 9, and Thunderhawk a 7, and Scrambler a 7. I thought they all were good, and so, Evie, what'd you think of it?
Dominator Red, I'll give it 8 because I got a good pop of air. And then Thunderhawk, I'll give it a 7, and then Scrambler, that was a good ride.
Oh yeah! Okay, so we just rode Steel Force, Revolution, and Possessed, and I'd rate Steel Force and Possessed a 9, but Revolution, I'm gonna give a 7 because we were on the low side of Revolution, but Steel Force and Possessed were very good. So, Evie, what'd you think about them?
Yeah, Steel Force was good, give that a 9. Revolution, yeah, I give that a 7 too. We were on the low side at first, and then Possessed, I'll give it a 9.
Oh yeah! Okay, so we just rode Monster, and I'd rate it an 8 out of 10. It was a short but good ride cycle, and so, Evie, what'd you think of it?
Yeah, I give it a 7.
Oh okay, yeah! So we just rode the Ferris wheel, and I'd rate it an 8.5 out of 10. I was able to get some good shots, but it was And it was a long ride cycle, but at points it kept getting windy when we were up at the top. And so, EB, what'd you think
Yeah,
of
I
it?
give it an 8. It was a long ride cycle, but yeah, like you said, at some points it was getting windy and a bit rainy at the top.
Oh yeah, so we just rode Enterprise, and I rated an 8 out of 10. It was really good. And so, EB, what'd you think of
Yeah,
it?
good, give it a 9.
Okay, so we just rode Apollo, Kaleidoscope, Dodgem, and Talon, and I'd rate Apollo 9, Kaleidoscope a 7, Dodgem a 2 out of 10, and Talon a 9, because people just don't know how to listen on Dodgem. They can't even comprehend the sign that says one way. Like, comprehend the sign, guys. Is it that hard? But Talon was good, and so were Apollo and Kaleidoscope, and so, EB, what'd you think of
Yeah, I
it?
agree. Apollo, I'll give a 9. Kaleidoscope a 7. Yeah, Dodgem, I'm gonna give a 1. Nobody listens. I don't understand why. It's so annoying. But yeah, and then Talon, I'll give a 9. It's a good ride.
Oh yeah. Okay, so we just rode Wayswinger, and I'd rate it a 9 out of 10. It was a very good ride on it, and so, EB, what'd you think of it? Oh yeah. Okay, so we just rode Meteor, and I rated a 9 out of 10. It was a good ride on it, and so, EB, what'd you think of it? Okay, so we just rode Hydra, and I'd rate it an 8 out of 10. It was a good backseat ride on it, and so, EB, what'd you think of it?
That was a good backseat ride. Give me a
Oh yeah. Okay, so we just rode both Dominator Green and Dominator Red, and I'd rate both a 10 out of 10. Shout out to you, Jack. And we also met the ride off Trevor, so shout out to you. And so, Evie, what'd you think
Yeah, I
of it?
give it both rides a 10. Shout out to Jack, and yeah, shout out to that ride up we met Trevor too. He was awesome.
Oh yeah. Okay, so we just rode Thunderhawk, and I'd rate it an 8 out of 10. It was really good. So, Evie, what'd you think of it?
Yeah, it was a decent ride. Give it a 7.
Oh yeah. So we just rode Steel Force and Possessed, and I'd rate both rides a 9 out of 10. They were both very good, and so Evie, what'd you think of them?
Steel Force, I'll give it 9. It was good airtime, and then Possessed, I'll give it 8.
Oh yeah. So we just rode Possessed, and I'd rate it a 9 out of 10. It was a really good front seat night ride. We got a Zen night ride on it, which is the first time this has ever happened to us at night. And so, Evie, what'd you think of it?
It was a great night ride. It's good to get night rides in the summer again, and I give it a 9.
Oh yeah! Okay, so we just rode Steel Force, and I'd rate it a 9 out of 10. It was a good night ride, but the trims hit hard, I feel like. And so, Evie, what'd you think of it?
Yeah, it was a good 9.5. Good night ride.
Oh yeah! Okay, so we just rode Hydra and Talon, and I'd rate both rides a 10 out of 10. They were very good night rides, and so, Evie, what'd you think of them?
Yeah, Hydra, I'm going to give that night ride a 9, and then Talon, that was a good night ride. I think that was 10.
Oh yeah! This was a good day here at Dorney Park. We were able to do everything we wanted to. In fact, we even did 2 marathons, so yeah, so it was my favorite visit here in terms of rides. And so, Evie, what did you think of this visit?
Agree. This was the best visit in terms of rides. It was so good getting night rides again. We rewrote everything multiple times. Basically did about everything today, really, except for like, a wild mouse, but we only do that like once in a while. But yeah, it was a really good day.
Oh yeah, so make sure to reply to me your thoughts on this video, and make sure to stay tuned for more coming soon here to Coaster Plus Music 19, and make sure to go check out my merch store on Bonfire. I'll have a link in the description. I have t-shirts, face masks, all the things, so make sure to go check that out. I'll have a link in the description, and also make sure to subscribe if you are new and turn on post notifications so you will not miss when I upload a new video, and I will see you in the next